Rates are going up, assessments are being tacked on, and a board of directors that never seems to change. Here to help you reclaim your homeowner power is Patrick Towns, attorney and partner at Towns Law Firm. It's great to have you with us.
Thanks for having me.
HOA is a bit of a thorn in the side of many homeowners. Let's start with the positive, though. Why are they necessary?
They are necessary to basically have a uniform rules, uniform covenants for all the homeowners in order to make sure that the neighborhood is clean, make sure that everything is a uniform state, basically to make sure that everyone gets exactly what they bargained for when they purchased the home, just to have the same set of standards and rules for all of the homeowners there.
And different associations are built differently, so you tend to have a board of directors, though, at the core of it, and each director or board member, they have their own specific area of expertise, right? How often does it come around that these board members change or should change?
That's entirely up to the rules and covenants of each homeowners association and each neighborhood. So usually that's a year or every other year vote. But that's totally up to
it's kind of like Congress.
The rules. Exactly, it's totally up to the rules that the developer of the neighborhood created once they started this neighborhood. So it does vary from neighborhood to neighborhood.
And what if someone wanted to break into that board of directors? What is the best way to go about it so that you feel that you see your neighborhood in a certain way, you have a certain vision for its future, you want to get on that board? How do you do it?
Can be difficult, but I'd say the majority of folks don't necessarily want to run for these types of board seats. So
a little bit of a thankless job.
Right, it is a thankless job. There's always more complaints, I imagine, than praise. But I think you'd be surprised if you did want to run, if you wanted to make a real difference being on the board. I think you would. You may be surprised it's a little easier than you would think.
I did a very casual social media poll a couple of weeks ago, and basically, I would say roughly 100% of the respondents say that they did not like HOAs, that they moved out of their neighborhood specifically because of that, and that they had once been on the board and they would never do it again.
Yeah.
So I understand that there is a diplomacy, around it, that you have to be diplomatic, but as a homeowner who is concerned about rising costs and assessments and things like that, to actually get their voice heard, what is the best way to do it? How do you go about doing it in a constructive way where you actually see a result?
It's hard to say. I think the first, maybe oversimplifying it, but one, read your mail. Always read whatever the board and whatever the community is sending you. I do mostly real estate closings, and I'm always surprised that there's tons of sellers out there who don't read anything and aren't aware of what's coming down the pipeline for their community. So I think that's the biggest, the first, probably one of the easiest things you could do is make sure you read all the mail that they send you. And then on top of that, just run for the board, help. If you don't want to run, at least talk to your neighbors, knock on doors, try to get some sort of consensus if there is a vote coming or something that you think is very important. Try to, there's certainly strength in numbers with your neighbors there.
Knock on doors, know your neighbors. I want to thank you so much, Patrick, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We're back after this.